Welcome to Throwdown Thursday. This is Joey with Oh Yeah Disc Golf. Hope everyone's having a good day. We are always having groovy vibes. We are always throwing funky lines. And we always have good times. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the show. I cannot wait for this really quick 10-minute Thursday Throwdown. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I wanted to really throw it out there and get some audience participation, if you will. I just had, in the last 2 weeks, we finally were able to get out to the golf course for our local league night, which was awesome. And I just signed up this past weekend for my next tournament, which is the Premier NADGT in Austin. It's a 3-round A-tier tournament, I think, at the onslaught of this recording. I think there was like 18 or 19 MA3, so I'm super excited about that. But one thing that I wanted to get with, and I just want to throw out there, and again, this is coming from somebody who's only been playing for a couple of years, okay? I do not know the ins and outs, okay? And I know there's a lot of answers. Everybody's got, oh, it's this and this and this. But I want to break it down into something I think everybody can chew on, and that is this. Depending on the tier of tournament, I 100% believe that tiers should be capped at certain costs. If you play a one-round C-tier tournament, okay, let me just put this, and I'm not going to throw any shade on anything like this, but let me just tell you where I'm coming from here. I'm in Austin, Texas, so I understand the geography might be a little bit different. There are one-round C-tier tournaments that are $40. I'm sorry, but a C-tier tournament, one round, should not be $40. I'd say, hell, I'm prepared to live and die on. I don't think it should be $40. I have seen B-tier tournaments, which are usually multi-day tournaments. I have seen that, and I'm not even sure the actual rules on what can and can't be done. But I am fairly confident I've seen B-tier, a one-day, 2-round B-tier tournament, and I've also seen multi-day B-tier tournaments, and they've ranged in cost, ranged quite a bit. Okay, I've seen A-tier tournaments range in cost. I've seen majors range in cost, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this is just a general disc golf reform or not, but I really truly believe that it should be capped if it's not already, and it should be just across the board. And I know that's probably going to get some people upset. I know it's probably going to get where it's like, well, what about this? What about this? What about, I'm in a small town in East Texas. I'm in West Texas. I'm not in Austin. Or we're in Austin or Dallas or Houston. There's more people. It should be, everything costs more. I am not saying I have the answers, but I am willing to listen to people smarter than me and come up with something. Because to be quite honest, and I know people in the comments will sit there and go, well, if you go on Disc Golf Scene, it tells the payout and everything, right? But it does, but it really doesn't, all right? It tells you what, because, and I'm not an idiot, we understand payouts mean different things, and I know that there's a PDJ where it's, your entry fee is X amount, your players pack, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not here to argue that. What I'm here to say is that a one-round C-tier tournament, in my opinion, should cost no more. We'll go with no more than $25. If you want to say $30, man, that's difficult. I think keeping it. I think from a marketing standpoint, I think $25 that you're still in the 20s. I think that's probably for one round C tier tournament. I think $25, boom, and you're good to go. And let's come up. Let's just kind of put it in a perspective. $25. If you're going to have discs, which is as a player's pack, which is totally fine. I think that needs to be looked at on a different episode. But if you want to do a disc, there you go, right? There you go. You $25, you get a disc, you call it a day. There's your player's pack. I know it covers the PDGA, and you just let it go like that. But I just have a hard time, man. It gets into $30, $40. I think it's ridiculous. And then I think you just scaffold it up, right? So if you're going to have a multi-round C tier, then sure, I'd say no more than $40 on a 2-round C tier, right? B tier tournaments, I think it should be no more than, B tier should probably be, if it's a 2-round B tier tournament, it should probably right there be at that $60. A tiers, listen, I have paid, nothing against NADGT, but I paid, including all the other taxes and fees and all that kind of stuff, I paid $115. It's an A tier. It's 2 days, 3 rounds. So 115, you're looking at 33, about $37 a round. I just think it's too much. I just do. If your goal is to grow the game, having the swags and the discs, especially in the lower tier tournaments, is great. But make it, where I am from, there's barely any MA4s. In fact, some tournaments don't even allow an MA4 and FA4. I know it was barely a thing a couple years ago when I started. So then automatically you are kind of hindering some people that maybe want to do their first tournament, but then they got to show, they got to play an MA3. Not just that they're paying, a $40 C tier or even an $80 B tier. I don't know, man. I just think it's too much. And again, let me just make sure I'm perfectly clear on this. I understand there's payouts, and I understand PDGA, and I understand the pyramid of what needs to be paid. So I get that. And I'm not saying I have the answer. Like if you can come to me with a point blank, hey, Joey, it cannot be $25 for a 1-round C tier. It's got to be $30. Well, then make it be $30 across the board, whether I'm in Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, or Tulsa, Oklahoma. Or I go up to Twin Rivers, Wisconsin to play, right? Like, I think it should be across the board. I think it'd be easier to be across the board, and you wouldn't get, you wouldn't have people like me that are like, 1 week we pay this, and then 1 week we pay this. And I look at the swag, and I'm like, that does not justify the means. Stacy played in a women's tournament, pretty expensive, and I looked at the swag and the players pack, and I'm just like, okay. I mean, you got 1 disc and you got some handmade stuff, and I'm not hating on any of it, but it's towing the line. You know what I mean? So again, whatever you want to do is fine. I just think we should all be able to come together. I think PDJ can work with the local places. I really just think that we should have some sort of range on what we charge. 1-round C, 2-round C, 1-round B. Well, I guess it'd have to be a multi-round B, but is it 1 day or is it 2 days? All those things are taken into consideration. So again, whatever the rule, whatever you come up with, I'm fine for it. Again, I would just not like it way over, way anything like that. So I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Am I way off target? Are you going to sit there and go, Joey, dude, that's a terrible thought? Do you also think it's too much for, what is it? Do you think some are more than others? Let me know what you think. Other than that, guys, keep on being on the golf course. Keep on throwing those funky lines. Keep on having the groovy vibes, and always make sure you have a good time. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.